Madam Clerk, if you would please do a roll call.
Yes, certainly. Members on the line from the City of Colton, please state your name for the record.
Frank Navarro.
Dr. G, I believe you're attempting to speak, but I couldn't hear. You may have to exit the Zoom and come back into the Zoom feed, Dr. G. But I will note your presence for the record. Members from the City of Loma Linda.
Dusty Rigsby.
Thank you. Member from the County of San Bernardino, 3rd District. Don Rao, Member Rao, I see you.
We're not getting any audio from
Yeah. And then, let's see, member from the City of Highland.
Penny Lilburn, and Larry McKellen, alternate, is in the audience as well.
Thank you. And members from the City of San Bernardino. I see Member Valdivia acknowledge himself. Member Figueroa as well. And Member Charette. Member Charette is also on the line. Thank you. I'm going to have to follow up on the sound issue.
That's okay, we all read lips.
Thank you. It looks like we do have a quorum. I will just need to follow up on the sound issue via Zoom.
Okay. At this time, I would like to ask our attorney to read us into closed session, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ed, we've got one item on closed session, conference with legal counsel pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection D, subsection 2, regarding significant exposure to litigation. Center for Community Action versus FAA, Court of Appeals docket number 20-70272, consolidated with number 20-70464, and the State of California versus FAA. And that's the only item we have for closed session.
Thank you very much. At this time, we'll recess into closed session and reconvene shortly. Thank you.
Members on the line, I will allow you into the separate break room momentarily. Please stay on the same Zoom call.
We will reconvene, and I will ask our attorney to read us out of closed session, please.
Mr. Mayor, there was no reportable action taken in closed session.
Thank you very much. And at this time, I would like to call to order then the regular meeting of the San Bernardino International Airport Authority. Regular meeting. It is Wednesday, February the 23rd, 2022, and it's approximately 3:35 p.m. Madam Clerk, would you please do another roll call?
Yes, certainly. Members on the line from the City of Colton.
Frank Navarro.
Dr. G is here, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes. Thank you. Members on the line from the City of Loma Linda.
Dusty Rigsby.
Thank you. Members on the line from the County of San Bernardino, 3rd District.
Don Rao.
Can hear you. Thank you. Members on the line from the City of Highland.
Penny Lilburn.
A member of McAllen is in the audience. And lastly, members from the City of San Bernardino.
John Valdivia.
Juan Figueroa.
And Fred Charette, alternate.
Thank you very much. Hear everyone loud and clear. And we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I would ask this time if Mr. Rigsby would lead us in the pledge.
Okay, please stand. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Rigsby. Item F. Item E, any items to be added or deleted to the agenda?
No item, sir.
Okay, thank you much. Item F, conflict of interest disclosure. Anybody wishing to disclose a conflict of interest on any item on the agenda? Hearing none, seeing none, move on to item G, informational items. Chief Executive's report.
Thank you, Mayor. So our very first one, I'm going to have Ms. Pritchett go over a team update. This one's a little bittersweet, but, you know, Kat handles these real well. So tell us the news, Ms. Pritchett.
Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Although not always an obvious presence, daily SBIAA operations are overseen under the watchful eye of SBD Airport Security. Today, we wanted to take a moment to wish a very well-deserved retirement farewell to Airport Security Officer who has been a quiet presence at our commission meetings over the past few years, Security Officer Wayne Harp, who's here with us today. Officer Hart began his career as a police officer with the City of San Bernardino in June of 1968 and retired from full-time employment in 2001, holding the position of Acting Chief of Police. Wayne continued to contract with the city and worked in the private sector before joining Airport Security Team in February of 2011. As his last day with San Bernardino, after clocking out this evening, Wayne will now be dedicated to the many days at the beach with his wife Anita, his 2 kids, and his 3 grandkids. Wayne, on behalf of the entire airport family, thank you for not only 11 years you have been with us, but also for the 33 years of law enforcement service that you dedicated to the City of San Bernardino. Chief, it's always been an absolute pleasure to work with you, and your presence will certainly be missed. And happy retirement.
Very nice.
Thank you, and on behalf of myself and the members of this commission, we thank you for your service to the Airport Authority and to the City of San Bernardino, sir. Good luck to you on your retirement.
Thank you.
So no speeches, Wayne? You know, I've known you since before I had gray hair, so. That's more like it.
I was born in San Bernardino. My parents worked here, and they both retired from the former Norton Air Force Base. And I must say that this facility, other with the possible exception of the State University, I think is the best thing we've got going in the city of San Bernardino. I must tell you, in the 11 years that I've worked here, I've come to admire our professional staff, Mike Burrows, Mark Gibbs, Kat Pritchett. They do a good job for you folks, and they do a good job for the city. And this is a good place to work, and I'm going to miss it. My wife told me it was time to go, so I listened to my wife, and so this will be my last day. But as I said, I've enjoyed working out here, and I've enjoyed working with all these folks, and I'm going to miss them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So don't be a stranger, my friend. And if I need to come see you at the beach, you just let me know.
What beach is he going to?
Mayor Navarro.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
What beach do you like?
Albeit I'm here today as an alternate, I'd like to wish Wayne the very best. I'm not sure if it's his cousin or it's his brother, but I go back to Davidson Elementary School with the Harps and Harp brothers and cousins, and I wish Wayne the very best. And he was a great service to our city, and I've known the Harp family for too many years. I mean, if I told you how many, I'd be giving up my age. So I wish you the very best, Wayne.
Okay.
All right, so we have a couple quick other updates, I should say. The next one is Miss Wendy has some news on how we supported a little thing called the Super Bowl. Wendy, how was your shop?
It was It was very well. Go Rams, I think. Back in October 2021, the FBO started working on a plan to get activity here at the airport for the big game. We worked with Amber on marketing. Towards the end of November, we began advertising. On FlightAware, we were working with our fuel provider on doing advertising on their landing page, getting social media out there. We really wanted the general aviation to know that we're here, and if they had any problems getting a slot in Van Nuys, Burbank, Hawthorne, LAX, Long Beach, closer to their destination, that Luxair was a great alternative airport. We started receiving quite a few reservations back in December. Customer service team said we had well over 30 calls and emails, and they were asking about landing fees and fees, parking, what they can do. We had fractional companies like NetJets. We had charter companies like West Coast Charters, Prime Jet, Executive Jet Maintenance, Executive Jet Management, along with other operators such as Whirlpool. The team did a great job with cross-departmental planning. Gift bags were made for the customers and a table that looked like a football field full of goodies and snacks and giveaway bags for the pilots. We did receive 10 actual Super Bowl flights. While we did not receive as much traffic as we hoped, the team was prepared and ready for any pop-up flights. Our main objective was to show the pilots and the passengers and all the flight coordinators that choosing Luxair was a great idea and that we would always be here for them and we'd appreciate it. All the inquiries and actual flights have been followed up with thank you cards and information for future flights.
Thank you.
All right. And Wendy's not bad. Her pass is pretty good, I gotta say, so. And then last but not least, hot off the press is Mr. Galvan. He had a busy morning. John, tell us what you're up to.
Thank you, Mike. As you all know, SPD holds an FAA Part 139 certificate, which makes us a commercial airport. As part of that certificate, the FAA requires us to conduct an airport emergency plan review at least once a year and a full-scale triannual exercise every 3 years, which we accomplished last year, next one due in 2024. This morning, I had the privilege of hosting the annual emergency response tabletop via virtual format. We had an estimated 60 attendees from various tenants and organizations on the field. We discussed various sections in the airport emergency plan. We can go next slide, please. We discussed various sections in the airport emergency plan that we must prepare for in compliance with Part 139, such as aircraft incidents, bomb threats, and natural disasters, to name a few. Next slide. Next slide, please. The scenario involved this morning was for the recovery of a Boeing 767 with flat tires after landing on runway 6. Fun fact, the 767 is currently the second most operated aircraft on the field and is used by 2 of the 3 scheduled cargo commercial carriers currently operating out of the airport. Involving the carriers at the tabletop, as part of the response, gave way for a very fruitful conversation. Next slide. As most events in real life, things are very fluid and can change very rapidly, and we must be adaptable in order to be successful. I added injects to simulate a chain of events that would require collaborative efforts from airport personnel as well as the tenants, ultimately resulting in a learning opportunity for all parties involved, and a wealth of feedback to update our airport emergency plan. As we continue to grow our operations month over month and year over year in the future, we are statistically more likely to experience increased number of events and incidents such as these. Though through the AEP review, Airport Emergency Plan review, we are able to continue open lines of communications with our stakeholders and mutual aid to make sure that we are prepared for them. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Galvan.
So Mr. Galvan is now not just our airport security coordinator, he's our resident game show host. And great job, John. So that concludes our reports.
One more thing, Mr. Burrows, going back to Wendy's presentation, we all know that in 2028, the Olympics are coming into LA. Have we started talking and planning on that as early as possible?
And yes, we have been doing that.
Okay, all right, thank you. Item B, Mr. Burrows?
I'll let Mr. Huber touch on that. That's the board meeting protocol, if you'd like to just echo the findings for the hybrid meeting.
Oh, yeah. So based on the change in the law related to as Mr. Bro said, the hybrid meetings, passage of the resolution will allow us to be able to utilize remote meetings, provided that we follow all of the revised rules. One of them is that we allow individuals from remote locations to provide comment that we're not required to publish the addresses of locations where people are from which members are participating. But again, we do have to broadcast the meeting and ensure that there's an opportunity for individuals to comment on every item. The other thing that will come up, and as we did at the last meeting, every item for approval will require a roll call vote.
Yes.
But other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Thank you much. Moving on the agenda to item H. This is commission consent items. This is items 3 through 8.
Move it.
I have a motion by Mr. Rigsby to move and a second by our secretary, Ms. Lilliburn. Any comments or questions from board, commission members? Seeing none, any public comment on any of these items?
There are no public comments.
Okay, thank you much. Please take a roll call vote.
Certainly. We have a motion by Member Rigsby and a second by Member Lilburn. Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Lilburn?
Yes.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
Thank you. And Member Figueroa?
Yes.
Thank you. The item passes unanimously. Items.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the commission action items. Next item on the agenda is item 9. This is consider and adopt a proposed budget adjustments for fiscal year 2021 and 2022. Mr. Mark Costello, please.
Thank you. This is a $3,900 increase within the capital project fund for an increase in gate improvements. That's account 51808. That is to fully fund the project and meets the requirements of our policy that increases in capital projects be approved by the commission. And that completes my report.
Comments or questions from commissioners on item number 9? Any public comment on this item, Madam Clerk?
No public comments.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Move it.
Move for approval, Valdivia.
Okay.
Second.
Mayor Valdivia moves the item. Second is by Councilmember Rigsby. Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Yes, thank you. And again, we have a motion by Member Valdivia and a second by Member Rigsby. Member Navarro? Please state your vote for the record.
Sorry?
Please state your vote for the record,
Oh,
Member
thank
Navarro.
you. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Lilburn?
Yes.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
And Member Figueroa?
Yes.
Thank you. That item passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 10. This is to approve a change order number 1 with Jurgensen Construction Company for $7,925.94 for additional work to the Sheriff's Aviation Facility. Mr. Jeff Barrow, please.
Yes, thank you. The proposed change order directs the contractor to install new gate support, new rollers, and new guide wheels. Approve of change order number 1 with Jurgensen Construction for an amount not to exceed $7,925.94 for additional work related to the Sheriff Aviation Facility Gate widening project, and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute all related documents. Staff recommends the Commission to approve the above action. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Comments or questions from commissioners?
Just a quick question. Is this part of the whole remodel and the fixing up over there?
Yes,
And does this kind of wrap it up?
this does wrap it up.
Okay.
And for the pleasure of the commission, a couple of factors leave us to some of the corrections that Mr. Barrow is recommending, one of which is actually a good thing for us, because when we built the facility originally, the sheriff had a slightly different fleet, and so they have larger fixed-wing aircraft now, so the gate needed to be wider, but because it's so wide, they had to do additional gusseting and supports on the gate. But this allows them a really good, safe working environment now.
Okay. Thank you. Comments or
I'll
questions?
move the item.
Okay,
Second.
I have a motion from Mayor Lilburn and a second from Councilmember Rigsby. Any public comment on this item, Madam Clerk?
No public comment.
Thank you. Take a roll call vote, please.
Yes. We have a motion by Member Lilburn and a second by Member Rigsby. Members, please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Lilburn,
Yes.
Member Valdivia,
Yes.
and Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. The item passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 11. This is to ratify the purchase of $3,927,774. Big number, I'm sorry. And approve the purchase of a 1 million gallon aviation fuel from Titan Aviation Fuels. And Wendy Bechtel, please.
Thank you. In July of 2021, the board authorized the additional fuel procurement through Titan Fuels. During a record-breaking fourth quarter, limited personnel due to COVID-19, and the ability to procure significant fuel demands, it was determined that the authorized limit of $2.5 million has been exceeded. Staff is requesting, with the ratification, the approval of not only the exceeded amount of $3,727,774, but the additional procurement of 1 million gallons of Jet A fuel from Titan Fuels.
Comments or questions?
I have a question.
Councilmember Rigsby?
How are we purchasing $4 million? Because the way it's written, we're purchasing $4 million and purchasing 1 million gallons. So what is actually going on?
So what we're doing is we're ratifying a purchase that already occurred of the $3.9 million. And the 1 million gallons, instead of doing it at a dollar limit, we're doing it essentially at 1 million gallons for future purchases from Titan Fuels.
So we're ratifying the purchase of $3.9 million worth of fuel, but not $3.9 million of paper currency.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from commissioners on this item?
Just,
Go ahead.
so do we get that if prices go up?
So the way our fuel works, it is essentially an inventory of what we sell. So as we go ahead and sell fuel, we purchase it at market rates. We sell the fuel with a small markup, and then we also obtain other related fees on that provides our profit margin. So it's self-funding in that sense.
Move for approval.
Second.
Mayor Valdivia moves for approval, second by Councilmember Rigsby. Any public comment on this item, Madam Clerk?
No public comments.
Thank you. Do a roll call vote, please.
Yes, we have a motion by Member Valdivia and a second by Member Rigsby. Members, please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Lilburn?
Yes.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
And Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. The item passes unanimously.
All right, thank you. Item number 12, this is a review status of the action plan for the San Bernardino International Airport Authority through June 30th, 2022. Mr. Burrows, if you would, please.
Yeah, so I'll be relatively brief here. So we've got what I'll call budget adjustment light that we just went through with you all. Thank you for that. We are anticipating some more adjustments given the kind of crescendo to the end of the quarter, probably your next March meeting. And Mark and I just deferred, so we got more information and pricing on a few things from the team. So that probably will come back again next month. But I did want Mr. Barrow just to give you a quick update on the fuel farm construction. Jeff, can you fill us in? How are we wrapping up over there?
Yes, thank you, Mike. Yeah, so the fuel farm, we now got all the coating on the exterior and interior of the tank complete. And if you drive down 3rd Street, you'll see it's nice and white now, so it looks like a nice, beautiful tank. Looks like it's finished. But we're doing a lot of testing of the weldings. We'll have to coat those after those have been tested, and then we'll be doing our testing of the actual equipment after that. So next month, coming here, we'll be wrapping up, and we'll be happy to have you guys out there and take a look at it all when it's complete.
But to Wendy's point, once we complete the tank and certify it, we do have to fill it with fuel. So it's a good problem to have.
Yes.
But that really concludes our report.
Okay, thank you. Any items, Adam, or deferred items? Item number J?
No items.
All right, thank you. Item K, this is the time for the public to make comment on anything not on the agenda for today. Do we have any public comment?
I have received no comments.
Anybody in the audience wishing to speak? Seeing none, public comment is now closed. And now for comments from commission members. Seeing none and hearing none. Okay, that comment period is closed. Our meeting for today, having no other business to attend to, is now adjourned.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.